Arsenal fans, stay focused. The international break is soon over. Next week, we've got Premier League action. At the weekend, we will be playing in the FA Cup. You know, best of lucks to Victor Gyökeres with Sweden, Ricardo Calafiori, obviously, with Italy, and any of our players that are participating in international friendlies and also in playoffs, people. We hope everyone returns back in one piece. Max Downman shelling it down for the under-19s. Ben White's about to start for England's full team. I believe Setford, Wanyeri, and Lewis Skelly are all playing for the 21. So everyone's getting football, and there's a lot of things now. Obviously, we've seen a bunch of players return from international duty for Arsenal, and it's a long time coming. So Alex Ferguson used to do it. Arsenal have needed to do it several times. Several clubs have done it, and there's no issue. But like with everything, Arsenal do something, and then everybody's crying, and I'm feeling guilty to it. Yeah, Arsenal fans, we have to start ignoring these things purely because, yeah, if you was to ask Gabriel Agbonlahor off the camera what he genuinely thinks, I bet you he'll say, I don't give two flying monkeys. But I understand it. Rage bait, engagement farming. Arsenal, mentioning Arsenal, it's cash money. It gets clicks, bills get paid, etc., etc., etc. So we shouldn't rise to it. We all know that it's nonsense. We all know, if anything, players, and I don't want to get into the club versus country debate, but we all know something needs to be done in the fixture calendar list. There's more games for club and country for these players, and they're being run into the ground. The fat cats, the TV rights, all of these kind of people, they don't care. They're just going to say, you lot get some more hours sleep, have a bigger squad. And I don't think Gabriel Agbonlahor cares. Even if you just do some research, you've pulled out of international football as well, So, yeah, let's calm it down a bit. But nonetheless, big up hand of Arsenal because, I can't play this. I don't want to get copyrighted. But he said I'd bring a new rule in. You miss the next league game if you pull out of the international duty. It's a mockery for so many players to pull out. Okay, so is that just going to be because the games in this country? Is it just going to be England's national team? Or if we're going to play that, surely that rule has to be extended to all the other countries. It sounds great. It sounds great. It can't happen. And what I also mean by it sounds great, it gets us speaking. It gets the sound bites. It gets the engagement. It's another stick to hit Arsenal over the head with. It's absolute nonsense. Got done by community notes. And to be fair, a lot of these publications you get onto Arsenal have been being done by publications. Hand of Arsenal with the receipt said, the 5th of the 11th, 2011, he starts versus Norwich. 6 days later, on the 11th of the 11th, 2011, Fabio Capello, announces Gabby will leave the England camp due to a hamstring injury. 10 days later, or 11 days, sorry, or 6 days later, as it says here, you magically start versus Spurs and lose. Do you deny these facts? If you had any shred of self-respect, explain yourself. And I think he actually even got into the comments and whatnot, people. I can't find him, people. During the show, he said he acknowledges they used to do it. That's cool. But again, Hand of Arsenal was drawing him out. He said, easy doing it in hindsight to pile on Arsenal. And even that, Tuchel debunked it. Saka and Rice didn't want to pull out. They didn't. I think if Magalhaes, the last international break, didn't want to pull out. Calafiori, these lot will always all players want to play for their countries. Way before they play for whatever club they're doing, they were from whatever country. And there's no greater honor than representing your nation, going into a World Cup. As various denominations, some of our players and many other players, you're guaranteed to be on the plane. Some of you are not guaranteed to be on the plane. So you want to audition. Also, I look at it, if I'm Gabriel Magalhaes, if I'm Saka, if I'm Rice, you want to be with the boys, bond off the field. And from a tactical point of view, if I'm Gabriel Magalhaes, I'm not going to have the same relationship with my centre-half partner that I do with Saliba. But the quicker we're all training and playing together, getting those reps in, we understand each other's strengths, weaknesses, continuity, especially if you consider what Carlo Ancelotti's been talking about, how he thinks the World Cup is going to go for all clubs, set pieces and defending people. Bear that in mind. It sounds great. And, I have to big up Hand of Arsenal, man. I just wish I knew what he looked like. I'll buy you a couple of bits and pieces of Ray and F, man. They even deleted their article about this because it got so much backlash. Let's not pretend these people are the beacons of righteousness. The only good thing to appear on that platform is Deluded Gooner. Shout out, he's far too kind. And, Copium Steve Harvard said, no way, Deluded. Shout out from Hand of Arsenal, DG Nation. We've arrived. We've always been there. We're getting 1-2 limelight now. Big up Taz. There's no news cycle without us. Facts, lady. Facts. Taz, Gooner, girl, art said it there. Taz said it. You know that more than any of us. Also, DJ and the Inside Gooners, lot of the bright ones. I do love the Inside. I like being on TalkSport first and foremost. I do like giving it to other fans. I do try and be that beacon of hope to say, yo, we can have a laugh and a joke and banter, but can we have some genuine football discourse? Because I think that's gone. I think whether it's on YouTube, whatever platform, it's just screaming and shouting and rage bait and cheap dopium, when really we could have a conversation, really. And I do think there's some, there's some people that are not connected to Arsenal, that I think I like listening to on Talk Sport and things like that, and make good content, and all the inside shows and all the other stuff. I've been on, people, but I do love the Inside Gooner show whenever I get the invite. It's a pleasure to be there with Perry Groves, man. You lot don't see it, but we talk a lot, like when we're there off camera, and I'm asking him questions. He's saying this and that. People like Perry Groves, and you could say it's a bit random, but DJB, I do content with. That's the kind of people I grew up with. Like, they were my football coaches, and they were people's uncles and whatnot. The way they kind of talk about football, and maybe it's just the accent, but you get where I'm going in it. So yeah, shout out Hand of Arsenal. Shout out to all of you that smashed the like button. What do we think of Gabriel Agbonlahor's comments? Should there be a fine? Should there be a ban? I don't know, people. Let me know your thoughts. Best of luck to Ben White, starting for England against Japan today. Say well, go on to Tommy Asu. This Man United, Lewis Skelly links won't go away. Apparently, they're considering a move for our midfielder / left back. 49, Lewis Skelly. Arteta, come on, you don't have to go like this. According to the Daily Mail, Lewis Skelly has been offered up to Man United by intermediaries ahead of the summer transfer window. The report adds that United have Lewis Skelly under consideration. They probably need a left back. So it's not just going to be him. There's probably a bag of players. We know he's not played that many minutes. Don't want him to leave, or I'm not going to lie, we're writing. Tom Canton has said it's likely that Martin Odegaard could be involved in Arsenal's matchday squad to face Southampton in the FA Cup this weekend, which we need, because then it's Southampton, then it's obviously Sporting, then it's Bournemouth, then it's Sporting again, and then it's City. So everybody wrap themselves in cotton wool. Livramento looks set to leave Newcastle after showing no indication of extending his contract, and Arsenal are watching the England international closely. Livramento could be available for a fee in the region of 60 million. Can we do that for 45, 50? Injuries and whatnot, 2 years left on this deal. I'm having him for what it's worth. If it was just on ability and what I like about him, can cover both sides. Injuries plus Arsenal tax is dark. We seem to always be in link with Newcastle players now, innit? Allegedly, Luke Edwards of the Telegraph, who this has come out of, has said Sandro Tonali and Anthony Gordon, who have both previously been linked with Arsenal, would command over 100 million each, as they are both under contract until 2030. I know this is the market, and we kind of have to get away from being freaked out. But really? Would you rather spend 100 million on Anthony Gordon or on Tonali? Surely there's room for negotiations, especially if they force their way out, but they are under contract and things of that ilk. There is always rumors about Newcastle playing an awfully dangerous game to FFP. I don't know for any of that, and even that, Livramento, Gordon, Tonali, just for argument's sake, big up the Newcastle fans if they do listen. Out of all three Arsenal fans, which one would you have? I would say Tonali, because I'd beat like Declan Rice, Tonali, Zubamendi, Arteta. There's enough to rotate, plus the others. I'm a big fan of Livramento. I hate to start sentences like this, but if you could keep that man fully fit, left back, right back option was sorted. Gordon, I like him. I'm not prepared to break the bank, but you get where I'm going. So yeah, we've covered that. Zenit winger Luis Enrique said, I really like Arsenal, the way they play, aggressive. They play a lot on the left and right, so I'm keen to play for Arsenal. I've already spoken to Gabriel Magalhaes and Martinelli. They say the team is excellent. They really like Mikel Arteta. They say he's always listening to the players. God willing, I'd like to take the opportunity to work with him. Who knows? And well, I can't see this because it's behind a paywall. This article has said Gabriel Jesus wants to move to a Premier League rival, people, in which you could probably get a decent wage. And he's reportedly exploring a transfer, which would be great for all parties. It hasn't gone in depth, though. It hasn't gone in depth, though, people. Signing a new deal for the Gunners is Jesus' priority, says journalist Bruno Andrade of ESPN Brazil. That's probably not going to be forthcoming unless it's on reduced terms. Been linked with Inter Milan previously. Here it says Juventus and AC Milan. Can't see them giving us a transfer fee and wages. Hasn't said a Premier League club, though. So Mr. Isaac Stacey Stronge, capping a bit. Like, where's the credibility in this? I don't know, people, but we're going to have to find it somewhere. Arsenal and Tottenham are in the picture to sign Club Brugge's Nicolo Tredozzi. Now, yesterday, there was rumours that Dortmund have taken the lead and that Arsenal have looked at him, but they've walked away, and Spurs the same. So don't want to read too much into it, but 30 appearances, 20 starts, minutes per game, 60. Goals and expected goals stands at 13 and 11.28. assists and expected assists 2 versus 2.24. Big chances created 5, big chances missed. So there's something to work on. And apparently we've both made approaches and both have asked about him. However, report doesn't provide clarity whether these clubs made contact with Bruges, his agent, or both. Bayern Leverkusen, Borussia Dortmund are keen people. The latter will consider signing the frontman if their striker Christian Kofane were to move on this season. Kofane, who we was also linked with as well, and we saw firsthand how good he is. Well, kind of, when we beat Leverkusen in it. Long story short, Cucurella here has said, you know, Arteta and Arsenal were vindicating their chances to persist with him. 70 million euros if you want to sign the player in the Bundesliga that Arsenal are reportedly keen on. Kofane, as we spoke about, people, the Cameroonians on our wish list. 19 years of age, 15 goals in 39 competitive games for Leverkusen. They paid just 5.25 million euros for him, and they're seeking to make 60 to 70 million euros. Can we really see that? Really? So there could be a bit of a merry-go-round of sorts, people. We're linked with Arda Güler, as is Liverpool and Chelsea. We're always linked with him. More than welcome to join Arsenal if there's anything like credible in that, but I can't see it. And also big up our under 15s. They're heading to China in the next gen cup.